Hello, and welcome back to my Fire Emblem 8 Ephraim Reverse Recruitment LTC. This is Typhoon Carter, and today we bring to you Chapter 14. Chapter 14, this is where we finally confront Vigarde, and it is a fairly large map, and we need to cover a lot of ground since it is a siege map. And for this map, we need our most mobile units and whatnot to keep up with Amelia. And the other key thing is that we also want to get some items from the central chest room, including a Hamern staff. So some of our units have chest keys, and we also bought the unlock staff. Now, the other key factor in this map that is fairly annoying to deal with is all the Berserk and like sleep staffs. And the druids that are using these have fairly high magic, since magic is tied into the range and also accuracy of your status staves, says hit rates. Natasha here is just grinding up to like get more experience so that she can get more magic, and Natasha is going to be a target for a energy drop dump later on. Larsho's just getting in some healing because why not, even though like she isn't really going to reach warp since we didn't choose her as our primary warp target. The barrier staff we got from last chapter, Sally is going to be putting it to a lot of use, and besides using it to spam staff rank, he also needs it to actually like improve some of our units' hit rates, or rather avoid rate against the status staves, which are very annoying. And Cal definitely needs it to like have reasonable avoid. And grinding Knoll and Inez are another side objective that we gotta deal with. Now with this upcoming enemy phase, it's nothing too precarious so far. Tethys has okay avoid rates against the soldiers, although it's the fighters that Amelia is a little bit concerned about and wants to make sure is taken care of. And we gave Amelia a pure water in her inventory because like Sally most likely won't be able to reach her to improve her resistance. Now the armor knights guarding the large doors, it's they are stationary. Now we just saw Mulder show up, who is Renac's replacement. My original intentions with getting Mulder was in hopes of training him up for Purge, but then you can only get Purge if you have Laura Show as your primary warper, instead of, say, Sally, or more so a secondary warper, because you need at least 2 warpers per 16, but that's like a whole other matter. Although like we still go for it here anyways, because it just shows that Mulder, even despite actually mostly thanks to Amelia's large move stat, doesn't really cost a turn, and we are able to match the turn floor from the original like standard FE8 clear. Inez has to like rake crits to like get kills because like Inez's stats kind of blow to a degree, and we still need him for like 18, which is kind of lame. No, it's not as bad because like he has an actual enemy phase as he hits level 8. Now we have Ross sent over to like deal with these armor knights who are also stationary and won't really move for the most part. And then we have Syrene use a javelin. This is to take out the armor knight so that we get the door key. And then we just bury her Tethys because that was the only target Sally could reach for the meantime. And Natasha is just killing enemies because, again, we need to give her experience. And this is also an excuse for Lara Shao to have another target to heal with Mend. Now, with this upcoming enemy phase, Syrene is going to be in range of a sleep staff, although the sleep staff basically has like pretty bad hit, since like despite the bishops being really close in proximity, because staff hit rate is also tied to how close you are. Syrene gets a nice level up here, and then that javelin breaks. This is just so that I can have her use the Iron Blade, because as I mentioned before, I kind of want her to get S-rank swords. Now Natasha here, the fighters don't really have good hit on her, and again it's just more free kills for Natasha, and that just means more warp range down the line. And then Ross here kind of shows that he's very underwhelming, as he doesn't even one-round this Armor Knight despite being instantly promoted right off the bat. Now the longbow archers don't really do that much damage, as one of them literally does no damage, but yeah, so this is one of the inconvenient things that we have to deal with, is just like Mulder going for that spear chest, which is kind of lame, but not much we can do there. So what we do here, we spend turn 3 to have Amelia set up to like talk to Mulder and then Kanto right back, and we're going to set up a very large rescue chain. And then on the other hand, we have Cormag ready to like storm the throne room as if he was storming Capitol Hill. And Cormag's just got basically waltz in there and get ready to like just murder people as he opens the door to Vigarde. And then we have Kyle rescue Tethys. This is kind of important because we need to make sure that we can boost Tethys forward. It'll all make sense later on, and by later on I mean probably next turn. And then Knoll here gets an easy 1-round KO. Now even if he got hit there, we would just healed him. And then Inez just gets a free kill. Now we have Lara Shao use Unlock here. Now Lara Shao's probably going to be in a bit of danger, but she'll be fine as the Armor Knights don't exactly have great hit on Lara Shao. And Ross kills this Shaman to get HS key. And then we have Natasha just like kill another enemy so that she can get even more experience. Now we open the door here and have Syrene try and buy us some time. Now Syrene doesn't quite 1-round these enemies with her patented Iron Blade. Now the Iron Blade is nice for building weapon experience, since it gives like 2 instead of like your standard 1 per hit. And then this turn we are also going to be facing some Berserk staffs and even some sleep staffs. And then Syrene is like kind of trapped here, but it doesn't really matter because we just needed her to like distract some enemies. And then we have the druids that are like in the throne room. They got Berserk staffs and their magic stat is like pretty high. As Tana will have to face around like 50 hit, while OHKO has to face like a little bit above that, like give or take 53 hit from Berserk. Now Knoll here avoids a 31% sleep from the bishops. There we have Tana avoiding a 48%. OHKO has to face 53 hit from the Berserk, so like it's not exactly reliable to like dodge per se, but it's not completely unreasonable. The reinforcements show up. We have Amelia recruit Molder by paying like nearly 10,000 gold. And then what we do next is we have Kyle like rescue Amelia forward. Cormag here gets a clean 1-round KO on Vigarde with the heavy spear, and this is like fairly reliable for the most part, although he has about 64 hit. Now Vigarde has like 13% Great Shield proc due to Cormag himself. Now Tana dropped Amelia off there. This was why we needed Syrene to bait the enemy, so that Tana had a path to go through to drop Amelia off, to let her be danced and then reach the throne. At this point we're just pretty much cleaning up and getting some last minute experience for our units. Enes hits level 9, although so he's got a little bit of time to like get to level 10 so they can be ranger. And Knoll also gets a pretty free kill. He also gets a level up and he hits level 10, so he'll be ready to promote next chapter. And then we just have Natasha heal, because why not? And then finally we gotta get some of the treasure in the chest room. One of these is 10,000 gold because why not? And then the other is the Hammer, which will be very important for chapter 16 onward. And a Saleh here just gets one last barrier. And by the end of this chapter, Saleh should be a touch away from B staves. And that is chapter 14 cleared in 4 turns. We get 2 holy weapons in Gleipnir and Garm. And I will see you guys next time for chapter 15.